maybe talk about some of the tips or some of the things that if you're go back to when you just started, let's say somebody's thinking about raising capital, they're starting that journey but haven't raised their first dollar yet. What are some of the advice, maybe the top 2 or 3 advice that you would give them in order to get to that first capital raise for their first deal?
Speaking from personal experience, it took me about 6 months to rebrand myself from Dallon the registered nurse to Dallon the real estate guy. And like 6 months minimum. And so,
by the way, that's what I hear a lot from social media experts too. Like it takes about 6 months for you to completely rebrand. If you want to go in a different direction, you got to, so many people start and they give up after a couple of weeks because it's not working. It takes a good 6 months.
Right. Or if I was still posting about my experiences at the hospital and then I was posting real estate, people are like, oh, okay, who is he? Who is he serving? What's he doing? And so I think getting clear on what you want to be and making sure that's what people see. Before somebody wants to close on that first deal, they should be raising capital 6 months previous to that. And one thing we noticed, and I'm not trying to talk bad about any coaching program or mentorship program because they provide a lot of value. That's how I got introduced to it. I know people that have done very, very well. They focus on finding the deal. This is how you find a deal. This is how you talk to brokers. This is how you underwrite it. And my theory on this is because it's easy to track. It's easy to get those students to get quick wins. They get so excited. Oh, I just underwrote this deal, or we just submitted an LOI. And I've seen this happen time and time again. They submit that LOI. They're working, they're grinding for a year. All of a sudden their LOI gets accepted and they're like, oh shit, now what do I do?
Yep.
And then they realize now they get thrown into this frenzy of, I got to raise $5 million. I got to raise $10 million in the next 60 days. Because once you're under contract, it's just like a single family home.
Yep.
There's a deadline. And if you can't raise that money, you lose the deal. And oftentimes money that you put down for the deposit. So people get thrown into this frenzy and it triggers this fight or flight. And now they're coming into every conversation, capital raising conversation, with this commission breath. They're coming in desperate. And we joked about this on the podcast you and I did previously. We refer to those people as assholes. So now the only time that people in their network are hearing from them is when they're asking you for money. We've all probably had an experience with a friend or family member that's participated in multi-level marketing. I've been there, right? College student trying to put money on the table. There's such a bad rap when it comes to multi-level marketing, because oftentimes people get in and all they do is talk about their product.
Yep.
And the only time they're talking to you is when they're trying to get you to buy something. Yep. One thing that we work very, very hard, that we had to realize, and that we now help our users on Capitalist Pro realize, is capital raising. Too many people treat it like a one night stand. You're happily married. Yeah. I'm happily married. Paul's happily married. We've got kids. I didn't ask my wife to marry me on that first date.
Right.
We were getting to know each other. Are we aligned? Do we have similar beliefs, values? We shared everything about our past, about what we want for the future. We connected, we dated. And then when we were ready to take that next step, I asked her to marry me. And then we had the engagement period even before the marriage. Capital raising is literally no different. And I think too many people, they get that deal under contract, then they rush into that bar trying to score that one night stand because desperation sets in and it doesn't work. And so it needs to start minimum, in my opinion, 6 months before you even have a deal to raise money for.
So if you enjoyed this clip and you want to see the entire episode, click here. And if you want to see other videos similar to this, click here.